Meanwhile, Geraldo Rivera normally joins us here on the couch on Fridays, but he's down in our nation's capital. You'll find out why in a moment. But, Geraldo, we saw you going at it last night with Bill O'Reilly over Ted Cruz and New York values. We're going to play this for folks and then get you to do some splaining. Stand by.
I think that he's going to get routed in New York, and deservedly so. Aside from the stinking anti-Semitic implications that I see in that whole New York values, money, and media coded message that he put out there, pandering to those Iowa voters. Hear me out. He also voted against Hurricane Sandy relief. He also voted against compensation for the 9/11 victims. This is a man whose interests are absolutely antithetical to New York. He's going to get routed.
The Sandy and the 9/11, I can understand. Look, Rivera, I mean, I've lived here my whole life, as have you. If he says New York values to a bunch of evangelicals, it's not anti-Semitic. He's pointing to de Blasio, to Cuomo, to the
Why
progressive
didn't he say that?
crew.
He could have very easily said.
Why didn't he say anything? Why didn't Trump say
not
that
New
David
York
Duke
values?
was a bad
Democratic,
guy?
liberal, free spending,
this
welfare.
anti-Semitic
There's a million ways he could have said.
So, Geraldo, why are you saying Ted Cruz is anti-Semitic?
I mean, what do we need? See, first of all, good morning. I'm so sorry I'm not with you, my beloved team.
Great to have
and Bill Clinton was right in that confrontation with Black Lives Matter. But in terms of this Ted Cruz situation and New York values, when you say New York values, money, and media, what do you need really before you get to the caricature of what this man, the coded message, the dog whistle that he's trying to say? What do you need? A cartoon with someone with a big nose? An anti-Semitic cartoon from another era? This was designed to bring to the heartland the negative impression of greedy New Yorkers trying to take money out of people's pockets, and I think the association is indelible and undeniable, and I don't, you can explain it. There's a million ways to put down socialism and liberalism and excessive government spending and welfare state, that you can say it in a way that doesn't imply that it's talking about a particular race.
Is that why he went to a Jewish community center after that, or why he's very pro-Israel? I don't understand. He said many, many times that when he talks about New York values, he's talking about progressives and elites and the nanny state and secularism. He says that every time he says it. And certain politicians. Where do you get anti-Semitism from that? I don't read that out of that message.
What you say in the matzah factory in Brooklyn is different than what you say in Iowa. That commercial in Iowa was designed to convey two messages. One was that Trump was not legit, that whatever Trump was saying now, he believed something else because he was from New York. The other message was what New York values represent is something that's very, very different from the evangelical tradition of the Iowa voters to whom Cruz was addressing his message. And I submit to you, having now been in public life a half a century, that I know a coded message when I see one, and I'm not alone in this regard. I notice that other commentators now are flocking to my banner to defend me, so to speak. But I think that you can't do that. You can't be slick and, okay, I'm going to slip this one in there, and New York's not going to notice.
Regardless of what he meant, I'm sure he regrets saying it, and that was pretty obvious on the stage
I would
afterwards.
hope so.
And I bet Ted Cruz responds later today. Meanwhile, why is Geraldo in Washington?
Why are you, Geraldo?
You know, as the war correspondent for Fox News for so many years, I made associations with people in the military in some exigent circumstances where the nation, our destiny was at stake following 9/11. One of the great men I met. I noticed that Pete was jumping with the Golden Knights. I bet it was out of Fort Bragg. The 82nd Airborne, he was a colonel, had a brigade in Afghanistan, 2003. John F. Campbell, when I met him, I have followed him. I call him America's Spartan. I have followed this great warrior through his career. Take a look.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name. I, John Campbell, having been appointed Vice Chief of Staff of the Army.
The man of the hour, General John F. Campbell, was sworn in by Army Secretary John McHugh as Vice Chief of Staff of the Army. At the ceremony, attended by Pentagon brass, several prominent war correspondents who followed General Campbell's incredible career, and by his loving family. General Campbell also received his 4th star. No serving officer has advanced so far, so fast in decades.
So we have a general officer who started the war as a colonel, and now war not quite over, 2 wars not quite over, will leave as a 4-star general. That represents many different things. One is he will never forget about the soldiers that he has led in combat. He will never forget about the sacrifice of the families. And he'll be one that will use that knowledge in order to help us to shape the Army as we go forward.
I've just heard from the Major General commanding the 101st Airborne, John F. Campbell. They are in Bagram Air Base.
This is what General Campbell writes. He says, "It's a great day. Still a lot of work to do here. We remain committed to the mission in Afghanistan. We welcome the news of Osama bin Laden's death." We met then Colonel Campbell in March 2003 when he commanded a brigade of the 82nd Airborne in Kandahar. By 2007, he was a 1-star general guiding ground forces surging into bloody Baghdad. As a 2-star, we watched him assume command of the legendary 101st Airborne in 2009 and surge them back to Afghanistan in 2010. The next year, 2011, General Odierno presided as Ann Campbell pinned on her husband's 3rd star. And now, in record time, as I said, his 4th. But most on his mind at Friday's ceremony, the 245 soldiers of the 101st Airborne killed in combat that one awful year in Afghanistan.
I still got in my office 3x5 cards of 245 guys I lost to the 101st in that one year. We can never ever forget that sacrifice. Too many people today forget that we're still a nation in a war.
You're going to have your hands full, though. I mean, you're facing sequestration. You got another war that's not finished yet. You got to take care of the families. I mean, how are you going to deal with this challenge?
It'll be a tough road, but I tell you what, we got great leadership to do it. I look forward to that challenge.
Congratulations. You're a great patriot, and we love you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to be here.
We especially love you.
Typical Geraldo right here.
Go for the wife.
Today, General Campbell retires. Unfortunately, now this is my opinion, he ran afoul of President Obama. President Obama's decision to reduce the force in Afghanistan below 10,000. General Campbell complained. I believe that was why he is now retiring rather than becoming chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Yeah.
And
well we wish him all the best.
What service this man has provided us, and I'll be at his retirement ceremony today.
What a career and a patriot. Geraldo, thank you.
Thank you, Geraldo.
Thank you.